Hi guys, welcome to my channel. The 2025 Range Rover emerges as one of the most significant expressions of luxury, elegance, and modern engineering in the automotive world. A vehicle that continues the legacy of refinement and sophistication while seamlessly integrating the latest technology and materials into an iconic design language that has become a benchmark for high-end SUVs. And when one looks at the 2025 version, it is not merely a continuation of a famous nameplate but rather a reimagination of what the pinnacle of comfort, craftsmanship, and presence should be in a modern world where customers demand not just an automobile but a sanctuary on wheels. And as such, the exterior design of the 2025 Range Rover exemplifies the philosophy of reductive luxury. A philosophy where every line, curve, and proportion is stripped of unnecessary embellishment yet carries profound presence and authority. With its tall upright stance softened by fluid surfaces and its clean sheet metal showing subtle sculpting that conveys both power and serenity. The flush door handles that retract when not in use preserving aerodynamic purity and a sense of seamless modernity. The slim digital LED headlights that blend into the front fascia offering a jewel-like signature. And the wide grille carefully reinterpreted to show lineage without nostalgia. Framed by strong horizontal character lines that emphasize width and stability. While the rear features perhaps the most striking detail of all, with vertical blacked-out panels that house hidden tail lights which illuminate dramatically when the vehicle is in use but disappear into the bodywork when off, creating an almost concept car-like aesthetic that sets the Range Rover apart from any competitor. And the profile itself is unmistakable, with its floating roof created by blacked-out pillars and continuous waistline that stretches unbroken from headlamp to tail lamp, making the long wheelbase model even more graceful with proportions that belie its size. The subtle tapering of the glasshouse adding to the sleek yet commanding impression. And moving closer reveals a level of craftsmanship in paint quality and finishing that is second to none, offering a palette of sophisticated tones including deep metallics, satin finishes, and bespoke SV options for those who demand individuality. With wheels ranging up to 23 inches in design, ranging from refined to sport-inspired, all of which transform the stance of this luxury SUV into a moving piece of architecture. And stepping inside the 2025 Range Rover is to step into an entirely different realm where automotive design becomes interior architecture, as the cabin greets occupants not with an overload of switches and clutter but with a serene and minimal environment designed around the principles of well-being, tactility, and personalization. The dashboard dominated by a gently curved 13.1-inch touchscreen that seems to float yet is integrated with exquisite craftsmanship into the horizontal theme of the cabin, while in front of the driver a 12.3-inch high-definition interactive display provides configurable information complemented by a head-up display that projects vital data directly onto the windshield. And yet technology here is not intrusive but carefully embedded into the cocoon-like atmosphere, with soft leather or alternative sustainable materials like ultrafabrics and Cavadra wool blends wrapping surfaces with an inviting warmth. Veneers ranging from traditional open-pore woods to contemporary metal inlays or ceramic finishes depending on the specification, and the lighting system offering an almost infinite palette of ambient moods to transform the cabin into a personal lounge. But it is not only the design that elevates the experience, it is the details, such as the active noise cancellation built into headrest speakers that create personal quiet zones, the cabin air purification pro system that constantly monitors and filters the air for well-being, the executive rear seating package that converts the second row into a business-class recliner environment complete with electronically deployable footrests, a rear entertainment system with dual 11.4-inch touchscreens, and the kind of legroom that turns long journeys into moments of relaxation, especially in the long wheelbase version that also offers the option of a third row, meaning the Range Rover can be both a driver-focused luxury icon and a family-oriented sanctuary. And in this regard, materials and craftsmanship elevate every tactile moment, from the solid metal switches to the hidden until-lit controls that appear only when necessary, reinforcing the theme of reductive luxury. And yet behind the beauty lies immense capability and technology that ensures the Range Rover is as dynamic as it is serene. Built upon the MLA Flex platform that not only improves structural rigidity and refinement but also accommodates multiple powertrains, from the smooth P400 inline 6 mild hybrid producing 395 horsepower to the muscular P530 V8 with 523 horsepower. The sophisticated P550e plug-in hybrid delivering 542 horsepower combined output and offering electric-only driving for urban serenity. And at the summit, the SV-exclusive P615 V8 with 606 horsepower providing effortless performance wrapped in exclusivity, with every version benefiting from electronic air suspension, all-wheel steering, and configurable terrain response systems that allow the Range Rover to glide across highways with limousine-like smoothness or conquer challenging terrain with composure that remains unrivaled in the luxury SUV space. And technology such as the ClearSight ground view, which allows drivers to effectively see through the hood for precise off-road maneuvering, the 3D surround camera system that aids in urban environments, and the adaptive digital LED headlights that not only illuminate the road but can project symbols and warnings onto it, make driving safer and more intuitive than ever before. While safety systems including adaptive cruise, lane keep assist, emergency braking, and driver monitoring blend invisibly into the background of confidence. And yet beyond these present qualities lies the anticipation of the future as Range Rover prepares for its first fully electric model, originally promised for late 2025 but now delayed to 2026, an EV that will bring the same reductive design language and luxury ethos into the electric era, though with some changes such as the absence of a front trunk and potentially no 7th-seat option due to packaging of batteries, showing how the brand is willing to make bold design decisions to prioritize purity and reliability of execution. And further exclusivity arrives in the form of special editions such as the SV Black Edition revealed for 2025 at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, a model that takes the already commanding presence of the Range Rover and amplifies it with a completely blacked-out aesthetic from wheels to badging, appealing to those who desire stealthy elegance. And when one contemplates the 2025 Range Rover in totality, one realizes it is not simply an SUV but rather a philosophy made tangible, a vision of modern luxury that balances tradition and innovation, craftsmanship and technology, serenity and capability, a vehicle that is as comfortable gliding down a boulevard in Dubai or London as it is traversing mountain passes in Switzerland or deserts in Saudi Arabia, offering a sense of occasion every time the flush handles glide outwards to welcome you and the cabin embraces you with light, sound, and materiality designed to please not only the senses but also the soul. And in the end, the 2025 Range Rover is both an object of desire and a companion of substance, a car that tells its story not through noise or flash but through refinement, proportion, and the quiet confidence that true luxury needs no explanation, only experience. And for this reason it stands as the benchmark by which others will continue to be measured as the automotive world moves toward an electric future. Because the Range Rover has always been more than a vehicle. It has been a symbol of taste, success, and enduring aspiration, and the 2025 iteration proves that even in a world of rapid change, the essence of timeless luxury can not only survive but thrive when it is crafted with vision, integrity, and imagination. The 2025 Range Rover represents not merely a model year update but a profound embodiment of Land Rover's vision of modern luxury, a vehicle that simultaneously carries 50 years of heritage while pointing unshakably toward the future. And when viewed as a complete work, it becomes clear that it is not simply a mode of transportation but a moving statement of architecture, proportion, craftsmanship, and serenity, with every surface, detail, and interaction designed to remind its owner that true prestige is quiet, confident, and deeply considered, starting with its exterior, which at first glance strikes the balance between monumental presence and refined simplicity, the kind of design that draws the eye not through aggressive ornamentation but through restraint and purity of form. And the 2025 edition has sharpened this philosophy further, creating an SUV that looks carved rather than style, with vast smooth body panels reflecting light in broad planes that highlight the muscular yet clean form, the signature floating roof outlined by darkened pillars emphasizing the linear precision of the silhouette, the waistline running in a perfect unbroken sweep from front to rear suggesting strength and stability, and the flush door handles that disappear when not in use underlining the sense that nothing is permitted to break the serenity of the design. While the lighting elements are works of art in themselves, with ultra-slim digital LED headlights whose jewel-like graphics shine with piercing clarity yet nestle seamlessly into the fascia as though machined from a single block. And at the rear the black vertical blades contain the hidden tail lamps which vanish into glossy black panels until illuminated, at which point they glow with a crisp clarity that is both futuristic and elegant. A design detail that alone separates the Range Rover from every rival because it is both bold and subtle, a masterclass in the paradox of modern luxury, and when seen in profile the proportions are nothing short of majestic, especially in long wheelbase form where the extended length is disguised with such balance that the car seems graceful rather than stretched. The wheels, available up to 23 inches, sitting perfectly flush with the arches, the stance grounded and powerful but never brash, and Land Rover has ensured that paintwork is not an afterthought but an integral element of the sculpture, with choices ranging from restrained silvers, blacks, and whites that communicate timeless elegance, to deep, liquid metallics and satin finishes that transform the Range Rover into a rolling piece of design, and for those who select the SV treatment, bespoke palettes, dual-tone schemes, and even ceramic-coated finishes are available, each hand applied to levels of craftsmanship normally reserved for fine art, ensuring that no two SV Range Rovers need ever be the same, and yet as commanding as the exterior as it is only when one enters the cabin that the true soul of the 2025 Range Rover reveals itself, because here is a space less like a car interior and more like a private retreat. A lounge sculpted in wood, metal, glass, and the finest sustainable materials where noise, harshness, and distraction fall away and what remains is serenity, tactility, and balance, beginning with the dashboard which arcs with horizontal grace, its centerpiece a gently curved 13.1-inch touchscreen running Pivi Pro, the latest evolution of Jaguar Land Rover's acclaimed infotainment system, floating like a single pane of polished glass yet integrated so carefully that it feels organic to the architecture of the cabin, beneath which lie minimalistic hidden until lit climate controls that only glow into life when summoned, while before the driver a crisp 12.3-inch digital cluster presents configurable dials or maps depending on preference, all complemented by a head-up display projecting key data into the driver's natural sightline so that the flow of information never interrupts the meditative clarity of the cabin. And unlike some rivals that equate luxury with overwhelming technology, the Range Rover uses digitalization as an enhancer of calm, ensuring every interaction is deliberate and intuitive, while materials carry equal importance with traditional semi-aniline leathers available in a spectrum of soft natural hues. But for those who prefer alternatives, advanced non-leather ultrafabrics and Cavadrat wool blends provide contemporary, sustainable luxury of equal richness, and veneers range from classic open-pore walnut or ash to high-gloss finishes, technical metals, or even ceramic inserts, all polished, cut, and aligned with precision that speaks of artisanal craft rather than mass production. And seating has been engineered not simply as furniture but as ergonomic architecture for the human body, with front chairs sculpted for long-distance support and rear options ranging from a generous 3-seat bench to the executive-class rear seating package which converts the second row into 2 business-class thrones capable of reclining deeply, deploying calf rests, massaging, heating, cooling, and even providing airline-style headrest wings for total relaxation, while the long wheelbase model further offers a third row that transforms the Range Rover into a true 7-seater. Though unlike most SUVs the third row has been designed with adults in mind, ensuring comfort and space even on extended journeys, and across all rows the atmosphere is curated by light, sound, and air, with configurable 30-color ambient lighting, the cabin air purification pro system filtering particulates and allergens while monitoring CO2 levels to maintain alertness, and the optional 1,600-watt Meridian signature sound system creating a cocoon of music so immersive that speakers embedded in the headrests can generate personal zones of audio or silence depending on the passenger's wishes, a world-first innovation that shows how seriously Land Rover takes not only performance but wellness. Because the Range Rover has always been about more than getting from one place to another, it has been about how you feel in the process, and yet this sense of calm is never achieved at the expense of capability, for beneath the serenity lies formidable engineering designed to ensure that the 2025 Range Rover can deliver refinement on the boulevard and mastery on the mountain pass, built upon the advanced MLA Flex platform that offers both extraordinary rigidity for refinement and flexibility for multiple powertrains, allowing customers to choose from the smooth inline 6 mild hybrid P400 with 395 horsepower, the thundering twin-turbo V8 P530 producing 523 horsepower, the new plug-in hybrid P550e with 542 combined horsepower and a significant electric-only range that allows silent, emissions-free driving in urban centers, and for those who demand the ultimate expression of effortless performance, the SV-exclusive P615 delivering 606 horsepower, all paired to a refined 8-speed automatic and permanent all-wheel drive, ensuring that whether gliding along highways or negotiating muddy tracks, the Range Rover responds with unflappable composure, aided by technology such as all-wheel steering that allows the vast SUV to pivot in tight spaces as though it were a compact crossover, adaptive air suspension that scans the road ahead and adjusts preemptively to smother imperfections, and configurable terrain response which allows even novice drivers to master conditions ranging from sand to snow with a simple twist of a dial, complemented by ClearSight ground view which uses cameras to render the bonnet invisible on the central display, effectively allowing the driver to see beneath the vehicle, a boon for off-road precision, and when combined with the 3D surround camera system, parking sensors, adaptive cruise control, lane centering, emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and driver condition detection, the result is a cocoon of confidence, a vehicle that seems to think 2 steps ahead of its operator to ensure journeys are not only smooth but safe. And this marriage of beauty, serenity, and capability is what has defined the Range Rover for decades. Yet the 2025 edition refines it to such an extent that it feels less like an SUV and more like a philosophy. One that understands true luxury is not about showing but about feeling. Not about abundance but about precision. Which is why every switch has weight, every surface has texture, every light has warmth, and even the closing of the doors has been engineered for acoustic quality so that the vehicle seems to embrace its occupants in a ritual of calm each time they enter. And yet Land Rover is not blind to the changes of the era. Which is why beyond the combustion and hybrid options the company prepares for the first fully electric Range Rover, initially promised for 2025 but now delayed until 2026 as the engineers refine not only battery technology but also durability. Because for a Range Rover to be worthy of its name it must conquer extremes of temperature, terrain, and time, and so the electric model, though it may sacrifice features such as a front trunk or 7-seat option due to packaging constraints, will still deliver the essence of what makes a Range Rover, quiet strength, reductive beauty, and extraordinary capability, and in the meantime customers who desire exclusivity can turn to the Special Vehicle Operations Division, whose 2025 SV Black Edition transforms the already commanding design into an object of stealth elegance, finished entirely in deep black tones from wheels to trim to badges, the ultimate expression of under-the-radar prestige for those who wish to blend in while standing out. And when taken as a whole the 2025 Range Rover is less a car and more a sanctuary on wheels, a home away from home, a boardroom, a concert hall, a wellness retreat, and a mountain conqueror all in one, a rare creation that satisfies the rational desire for practicality and safety while igniting the emotional desire for beauty and presence, which is why it remains the choice of world leaders, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and connoisseurs alike, because it is not just transport, it is identity, and in the way it reduces complexity into clarity, excess into elegance, and power into serenity, it reflects not only the best of automotive engineering but the best of human aspiration itself. The 2025 Range Rover is therefore not merely a flagship for Land Rover but a flagship for the entire philosophy of modern luxury automobiles, standing as a kind of cultural artifact as much as a product, because in an age when vehicles are increasingly defined by technology alone, this SUV shows that true excellence lies in the delicate balance between technological sophistication and emotional resonance, and it begins with the way the Range Rover asserts itself in any environment, whether gliding past glass towers in a financial district, arriving at a gala in Monaco, parked discreetly in the driveway of a countryside estate, or tackling the untamed landscapes of Patagonia, because in each of these contexts it feels both natural and exceptional, Never out of place, always at ease, a chameleon that adapts to the lifestyle of its owner without ever losing its sense of authority. And this duality is reinforced by the choices available to customers, who can configure not only exterior paint and interior trim but also wheelbase, seating arrangement, and powertrain to suit their specific needs, with the short wheelbase offering agility and discrete proportions, the long wheelbase X. Hope you enjoy the video. Make sure to like and subscribe my channel. See you in the next video.